Long awaited but finally here. Welcome to my Techo Kaigi video. If you are unfamiliar, Techo Kaigi is when people take you through their collection of notebooks, journals, planners, and show you how they're using them or how they've adapted it to fit their needs better. And I've also been getting a lot of questions on how I keep consistent journaling, how I got started, so I guess I'll give you a little bit of a background on that as well. So let's jump right in. So I started my daily journaling habit back in 2020 of July, and it was definitely something that was born out of just being home the entire day. I watched this video by A Hong Paper. I'll leave a link to that in the description below, where she went through her planner and she offered a free template. So I downloaded that template and decided to try it out for myself. And this is really what got me into daily journaling. What I loved about this system was I loved how easy it was to just pull photos from my phone and put it into the journal. And I could zoom it in and really make notes. I got creative on how to put the notes. I was able to put little pins and drawings and things like that. It was just a super easy way to chronicle what was happening in my everyday life. So I stopped updating it on April of 2023. I just kind of fell out of love with it. I noticed that I was starting to write more and more, and what I was really craving was a way to write all my thoughts versus just having a visual diary of it. This is where the Hobonichi planners come in. So first, let me walk you through what is inside these planners. Okay, I have the website here next to me. So this is the Hobonichi Black Gingham Paper Series. And then this is the Hobonichi Techo 2025 Planner, English Planner book. So this one comes in a Japanese and an English version. And I honestly thought they were exactly the same, but there are slight differences which we will talk about as we go through it. So every planner comes with a yearly overview. In the paper series, it has your entire current year here, then it has the previous year, then it has the year following that. So this side has like 2 whole years to it. In the English planner version, it has the current year and the next year, and that's pretty much it. It starts with these sort of monthly calendar, monthly views, and I didn't really know how to use that at first. At first, I used it to record important birthdays, friends' birthdays, things like that. But it wasn't really a very effective way to remember people's birthdays because I didn't go back to it a lot. Then I started to try to use it to track habits. So I was trying to be more consistent with my YouTube uploads in 2024, starting 2024. So I started to make a note of that. But as you can see, I quickly gave up on that system. So what I eventually found a use for this was I used it as a mood tracker. So I created like a simple little grid, and it would have like if it was a really good day, if it was like a meh day, or if it was a sad day. And then basically every day I just go in and I plot where I feel like those emotions are for that day. And then I create a little grid for myself at the end of the month. Another monthly view that looks like this. So this is all still at the beginning of the journal before it finally goes into dailies. So in 2024, when I first got this planner, what I did was I basically put everything onto this like month at a view page. I did like to-do lists, I did schedules, I did birthdays again. So it was like a little bit of everything because I didn't really know how to use it yet. I used it to keep track of schedules. As you can see, I wasn't too precious about it. I just wrote whatever. My monthlies have evolved to be solely for tracking schedules, tracking trips, specific schedules, like I promised to go to yoga, became solely a way to keep track of appointments. I initially purchased this because I really wanted a actual planner, like a plan my day type planner, you know? And I don't know if you can see this, but on this side of the planner, it has timestamps, so you can put in appointments. And then there's like a very thin line down the middle where you can put in notes, things like that. Oh, and there's a checkbox up here for to-do lists. Like the first day is always just a plain blank page that you can decorate in any way you like. There are slight differences to the daily pages, aside from them being in English, which I really wanted because I was often confused about what day of the week it was with the Japanese planner. In the English planner version, they don't have all of the times here, which is fine because I no longer use this for keeping schedules. I use the monthly for that and my phone if I really needed to. And there's no to-do list and there's no thin guide to separate it, which I was fine with because what I really wanted was a place to really write and be able to kind of explain my thoughts for the day and explore them further, like to journal for real. Oh, also, this is another difference for this planner. The beginning of the month cover pages, they're not blank. I don't know if you can see that, but they're slightly lined, very lightly lined, which I don't love, but it's fine. It wasn't the main attraction of the journal for me. And as you can see at the beginning of using this journal, I tried to keep it really pretty. I wanted to do more art, more decoration along with my writing. And I was putting in a lot of ephemera, but I stopped doing this very, very quickly because what I found in my old journal is wherever you put this ephemera, it's so much thicker than the paper itself because this paper is so very thin. So instead of going to the page that I needed to go to, it would always flip open to the page where the stickers were the thickest, so that kind of bothered me. So I stopped doing that pretty quickly. And as the days moved forward, I noticed that I was still doodling a little bit, but I was writing more and more. Like I was craving more space to write until this current month. Aside from the stickers that I made for my birthday, almost every page is just filled with writing. It's just all my thoughts. This is something that I picked up from Abby C's video. She said that for most days, she would just write down her mundane everyday, this is what I did today, like I woke up at this time, I worked out. On days where I don't really have a lot to say, that's when I'll kind of doodle and then I will write down like literally what I did that day. But then there are some days where I feel like I really need to kind of get all my thoughts out and figure out the jumble that is in my head. But now I don't have like a planner for actual to-do lists and keeping track of schedules and things like that. And my sister gave me this planner for my birthday, so I have been using it for that. I started using it in February, which is why these first pages are still blank, but that's what I've been using this for. I'm using it to plan my main goals for the week, and then for the days itself, I have a little to-do list, and I really actually like how it only has one goal for the day, so it's not super overwhelming. And then it has like a little prompt at the very bottom that I can still do like a very light reflection. So if you're not ready to dive fully into like journaling where it's just all your thoughts, this is a really good system for you to get started with. Something that I really enjoyed about this journal is I really like the prompts that they had prepared actually, which I didn't think that I would because I thought it would be too much of like homework to do it. But they have this year in review thing where they ask you to go through your past year and write down your milestones for that year. And I just really enjoyed doing it because from this one glance, I can see what I did was I put down all the major big projects, the major DIYs or art things that I did, which is how I was able to see that I actually didn't do so many art things last year. It was mostly just DIY stuff, which isn't necessarily bad. It's what I needed for that year. But I can see that now. And also, I'm so proud of myself for all the big projects that I was able to accomplish last year. I have had so much fun exploring this particular journal. And because majority of my journals are now being saved for writing and really not really drawing and things like that, I still have my reading journal to help scratch that itch. I will leave a link to the original video when I set this up in the first place. It's evolved quite a bit from there. Like, I've added so much design and art to it, and what I really love about this journal is it just allows me to play. It's literally no expectations, just have fun and play and explore new mediums, things like that. So I've really been enjoying, like, kind of, this is now my creative outlet. That's everything that I have been using to write down my thoughts, to stay creative, to stay organized. This is a system that I've developed over several years, but this is really what works for me now. That's it for my Techo Kaigi video. I hope it was worth the wait. I hope you guys learned something. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about anything that I talked about today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!